Welcome, guys, to the MMOs.com podcast. This is Altai here with episode 70, and I'm joined this week by...
Omer,
Gumby,
Matt,
Shurelya.
And that's the full motley. Monty.
we have 5 people, not 4.
Oh, is motley mean?
We got the penta killing here, right? We got the whole group.
It's been a while since we've had everyone. I think.
It has. Where's everyone been?
We had to use Phoenix down on
you.
show.
Who was missing last time? Was Gumby missing last week? No, he was here, right?
I was here. Was I not?
No, I was missing. I was missing the week before that, I think.
Guys, I think it's time to assess who attendance rewards time. We're giving away rewards for attendance. Do you remember how many podcasts have you missed? I've missed only 1. I know Altai missed 2.
I missed a lot because of the last month.
Matt is possibly tied with me.
I've missed 1 since I started.
Okay, Matt also missed 1 since he started. So Matt and I are tied for attendance rewards right now. We've each only ever missed 1. All right, the rest of you got to up your game, all right?
I did that thing where I walked into a wall and I held like the auto walk, and then I just turned off my computer.
Oh no! Wait! I lied. I missed 2 because I missed the 1 for the press event and then I missed the 1 for the vacation. Okay.
Beautiful.
2.
I get my own attendance award. All right. It's the only reason I brought it up, and I awarded it to myself. It's a bit douchey, but I'll take it. All right. In my defense, I thought it was a tie with Matt. But anyway, we want to start off with a weekly raid as usual. So Altai, go ahead and show off the weekly raid and the thing when seeing a
All right, we got it.
I'm tossing it to Gumby.
That's right. So this week we're taking it a little bit lighthearted, a little bit abstract. We're a little late to the game, but we were thinking about this the other day, shooting the shiz. So here we go. Will gaming ever be in the Olympics? I want to say off the bat, no, probably not. But I think it's fun to think about because nowadays, what's the Olympics really for? It's to watch NBC monopolize the ratings and see a couple of people play volleyball and what else is in the Olympics in the summer? I don't really know. I don't really watch the Summer Olympics.
Fencing.
I actually enjoyed fencing.
Fencing was nice.
Back in the day, if you don't know, the Olympics began as a festival between all the city-states of Greece to honor Zeus and stop killing and pillaging for once. And actually, there were no wars during the original Olympics. And so I'm curious, would the Greeks approve of someone standing up and screaming, "Get wrecked!" in an arena filled with people from around the world? And I'm going to go ahead and say that they would definitely frown at what's become of Western civilization. But why don't you guys take it away?
All right, well, I remember this came up to me because there's so many useless events at the Olympics now. Like, everyone loves gymnastics. Everyone loves, like the main sports, right? Wrestling, whatever. But it's like bullshit like dressage, where they literally make they make horses dance and walk sideways. Like, that's the sport. The better you can make your horse walk sideways, that's how you win.
Show us a video of that, because I'm really curious what that looks like.
All right, let's do it, boys.
I don't think I ever have. I mean, I've heard of it before, of something being really absurd, but it's always just been like mentally, I didn't really.
They basically train horses to go to tea parties.
Yeah,
I like the
very elegant.
I like the horse, like the course commentary is like so good. I was like laughing so hard. I was like watching it, and they're like,
"Look, it's walking sideways."
This turn now, he's going around this turn now, and he's opting for the more difficult turn. Fucking horse, like going through like the fucking water.
Yo, don't smack talk my man Dorothy Schneider, my gal.
Are you seeing this?
Wait, where'd you post it?
It's on this podcast. The stream.
It's live. So
it's live.
So if this is a sport you can get a gold medal in, there's no reason like League can't be in the Olympics.
Yeah, I wholeheartly agree. People say video games is different, but look like this is like it's a solo game almost. Like, what is this?
Look at that hat, dude.
I was gonna say the best part about this is the uniform. This person's rocking that hat.
It looks like a Final Fantasy Taylor cosplay.
In defense of what's this called again?
Dressage.
In defense of dressage, I mean, it does take a lot of training and perseverance, but at the same time, as you guys are saying, it's not a test of the athlete's physical endurance or strength. It's a test of training and perseverance. And what is a video game, if not an athletic feat, because I guess we could say it's not, but a test of natural talent, training, and perseverance, right? So I guess they are
less athletic than it.
Well, exactly. People complain about video games not being like physical sports, right? And they're like, it can never be a sport because like chess is not a sport. Well, what about this? If this isn't the Olympics, you know,
Or,
there's no
shooting.
reason
Yeah.
that you know, games can't be.
Shooting still takes like some kind of physical.
You pull a trigger
mental-
versus hitting a key on a keyboard. Come on.
It's literally the same thing.
Before I'm too passive on this, I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. That's my only input. No.
Matt just drops a big no.
No to esports in the Olympics.
Yeah, no to that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What is the reason? What's your gut reaction on why?
My gut.
Perception.
You don't think video games just have a place there?
I just don't think they have a place there.
Do you know what would be cool? I actually agree with Matt, but for different reasons. I think I wouldn't want esports in the Olympics because I don't want to have to deal with all the other sports before I see the esports. I think esports needs its own Olympics. Why not? Why not have
Olympics?
Why not have League,
Well,
Counter-Strike,
I mean-
all these other sports, and have them go somewhere different every 4 years and see the best from around the world, and it'd be cool. It'd be a big event for say a week long. That'd be cool.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing, though. Okay, so imagine being like a swimmer or like a runner or something. You train so hard and you push yourself so much that some of these people literally fall over at the end of the race. Like they just collapse onto the ground. Okay, I imagine they're already pissed at things like dressage being part of the Olympics because they work so hard and they train so hard and they push themselves to their absolute limits. And here's something that's just training. Imagine how you'd feel as an Olympian taking part in like running or swimming, and somebody in like esports might be getting more attention than
I think that's
sounds like
unfair,
immaturity.
That's
Yeah.
unfair to esports people because they put in a different kind of training. I mean,
I understand that, but
this
think
side
about
is like single-handedly like just destroying like
But-
any real argument.
I love this
No,
dressage
I
video.
understand that, but
Matt,
it's
you're
a
arguing that-
what I'm saying is it's a perception thing.
No,
And
but
imagine
Matt-
how that would be.
Right, but you're arguing the ideal. I agree with you. Ideally, the Olympics wouldn't have dressage or any of this. They would all have their own event. Like I'm sure this training of this horse is hard, right? So there could be a separate horse event, not called the Olympics, some other time of the year, and all the horse shit is done there. But so I know
shit.
all the Olympics would just be for the classical, the classical Greek sports. The track and field, basically, right? That was the original Olympics. But you're comparing it to like the idealized version, right? Where
I
there's
know,
no
but-
dressage either.
All
In
I'm saying is it's a
addition-
perception thing, and like I,
I mean,
said,
in addition, I'd like to argue too that like if someone said, "Hey man, I got a gold medal at the Olympics and dressage," I'm pretty sure no one's like, "Oh man, you're so cool, dude." You know, right?
That's why they wouldn't say that shit. They would say, "I got a gold medal in the Olympics," and not specify what event.
I mean, but people are gonna ask, right? What
Ah,
gold
yeah,
medal,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
right?
I forgot. Was it wrestling? Was it running? I don't know.
It could be anything. Alright, but before we get too silly, look at the numbers I linked earlier and show that on stream one more time. If you look at the actual numbers, esports is popular. So the chart from Super Data Research shows that the viewers of esports in 2013 in millions. League of Legends Season 3 World Championship, I know it's a bit dated, in 2013 was 32 million. That got more viewers than the NBA Finals, the NCAA Basketball Final Four average, the MLB World Series, and the BCS National, whatever that is. So people do watch this in droves. And
I
it's
was waiting
interesting-
for the combined.
But also it's interesting because if you look at the actual data that came out from the Olympics in Rio, they actually reported a 15% decrease. NBC said 15% people are watching the Olympics less this year than last year. The numbers are going down. The viewership is going down, and it's because millennials don't care about Olympics. Like they don't even. I didn't watch one event in the Olympics. Only time I ever saw what it was when I was like at a restaurant that was on the TV.
All right,
It's the only time
I
I've
got
ever
an
seen it.
idea. So Olympics basically has to appeal to millennials. I
Yes.
propose a contest for how many Snapchat followers you can get in 24 hours.
That is the ultimate millennial Olympic.
The girls gotta make the best booby shot they can take, like the...
Is it-
How do you get fair though?
selfies? Like you take selfies?
Yeah, the judges rate you like on your selfies, like 10.
No.
8.
All right, here's how it works. Here's how it works. You get a team of people, right? And each person has to make a Snapchat profile for like an Asian, the most vanilla Asian man they can find. So there's 4 vanilla Asian men.
What the hell are you talking about?
Who get the most? Because it's not fair if you have a girl versus a guy.
What are you
don't have to
talking
say a lot of
about?
people. Without
Why
being
Asian?
Asian.
Why does it have to be Asian?
in a non-racist way, you can find Asians that look more alike.
In a non-racist way. He said.
I'm not being racist.
You can't start it with a race.
You get look.
Shoot,
Listen,
get in
listen.
here.
I want a clean palette. Everyone gets the equal starting grounds. Okay, you can't have them representing themselves. Otherwise, they can build up hype beforehand. Okay.
Can we move on, please? I think.
This is definitely a good weekly raid. I'm glad we did this one.
Alto, you're still a little bit loud, but I do think there is
Oh, I think I was just laughing too hard.
esports. There is a market for esports in some kind of. I would watch the Olympics if there was esports in it. Like obviously, I'm not the
esports
only
Olympics.
one. Also, I like how you worded the article about Zeus and stuff. The Olympics began as an athletic festival to honor Zeus and the gods. What better way to honor the Zeus and the gods than being able to play Zeus in Smite or Zeus in Dota 2? Both games have a playable character named Zeus.
What if he gets mad and like destroys the arena? Huh?
No, he would celebrate. Look, we went full circle. We're celebrating Zeus to playing as Zeus.
Thou shalt have no graven images of me.
Okay,
I think
perfect.
Zeus would be offended by you trying to be him.
Exactly.
No, well, he would always. You always have to let Zeus win, right? Whichever team Zeus is on has to win.
But I think it also has to do with just the fact that Olympics was honestly pretty hard to watch unless you had TV, you know?
Could you watch it online? I feel like this year it was.
Oh yeah, you can do it through NBC, I think.
I actually watched it on my
Yeah, but-
iWatch.
It wasn't live though, was it? Like I was trying to watch it. I had to watch it through Sling, so and even then it doesn't even have like all the events, right? So I mean that's like another that could be another problem too. The drop in viewership is that more people
Yeah.
are watching things online. More people, people don't have time for that watch as it goes shit. Everyone wants on demand, now.
Agreed.
So
Broadcast networks, get your shit together.
I mean,
Jesus.
who still uses cable? I mean, do you use cable?
I have no
No.
cable service.
cancel
Exactly. So
cable.
you couldn't even watch the Olympics. So I
No.
mean, right?
Gotta stream it.
I was actually in
Okay,
Rio.
exactly.
I watched it live.
I'm probably an outlier, but I've never watched esports to begin with, so I probably
Wow.
No,
wouldn't
me
watch
either,
it.
Matt. Don't worry.
Esport.
Right. So also, I mean, before people talk about in terms of feasibility, they actually are adding 5 new sports to the Tokyo Olympics. So things do get added. The IOC approved 5 new sports for Olympic Games in 2020. I'm just trying to find out what they are.
Sumo
They agreed
wrestling.
to add baseball and softball, karate,
Yeah,
Karate,
baseball.
Karate?
skateboarding.
Are they
That
adding
makes
kendo?
sense.
Are they adding kendo out of curiosity or no?
I mean, no. There's a karate, skateboard, sports climbing, and surfing.
Skateboarding's cool.
But like, come on.
Skateboarding is an insane feat of athleticism. You ever try skateboarding?
Have you ever tried going being a professional league player? Huh? It's mentally
No, because
stressful.
I hate
exhausting.
League of Legends. I say this all the time.
People always say I have a lot of respect for people that play esports, especially like the Korean teams.
Oh,
It's actually pretty funny because they were interviewing the Korean teams talking about like professional gaming, and there was one scene where one of the Korean players said, "Look, the Americans don't take their gaming seriously, which is why they're never going to win." I think he was talking about League of Legends, and obviously the Korean teams are dominating. They say the American teams are allowed to have girlfriends. Like, haha, how dare they have girlfriends? Either it's the game or the girlfriend. You can't have both, all right? The girlfriend's a distraction.
What is this, boxing?
You have to keep it real, all right? I can respect that level of dedication, all right? That's dedication.
I can respect that.
Yeah. All right. Final tally: Olympics, esports, and Olympics. I say aye.
I say aye.
Nah.
I say
No.
esports Olympics, so nay.
No, it was a yay or a nay.
He said nay.
It's a nay.
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 What?
Oh.
The nays have it.
Oh, they're not actually saying no. They're saying nay because they're watching the dressage horse. Nay.
Of course, we were the Olympic Committee, and we unfortunately did not get the majority vote. It has been declined. Maybe next year we'll try again.
Yeah, we'll try again next 4 years.
Yeah. I think before we could talk about let's talk about what we played this week first before we get into the big controversy.
All right. I played Battlerite. That game was free during the alpha if you played Bloodline Champions beforehand. But it came out today in early access. It's 18 buccarinos. And it will be free to play when it comes out. So it's one of those games where they're charging you for beta, and it's going to be
Classic.
free when it comes out.
Classic.
Tell us about Battlerite. Someone tell us about it because get me a little excited to play it.
It's an third person, or top down, isometric view, whatever you want to say. Hero battler. You just 2v2 or 3v3. and you just kind of fight in the middle of the arena. You kill each other. There's rounds.
It's
I don't know.
basically Bloodline Champions with sleeker graphics and just more intuitive controls and some interesting changes. It's a Bloodline Champions 2.0.
How would you describe it to someone who hasn't played Bloodline Champions though?
Okay, a MOBA without the levels, the minions, the lanes. So you just hero.
So it's not a MOBA.
Fight.
No,
I don't think calling it a MOBA helps at all because it's a MOBA with no creeps, no towers,
Hold on.
no bases.
Okay, but here's my thing. Okay, about the whole MOBA thing. MOBA literally means multiplayer online battle arena. It does not mean Dota.
But
Dota,
isn't
I'm with Matt.
no, that isn't Counter-Strike a MOBA? It's a online
Technically,
battle
yes.
arena. Everything's a MOBA.
God. You're right. It's not a MOBA in the traditional sense because again, the language evolves. A MOBA in our minds has a specific meaning. So I do think it's a little unfair just to call it a MOBA. But I'm just saying it's a MOBA-like game, with just the core elements of hero fighting. And games are very quick. They're 2-minute rounds, and it's usually over much sooner than that. So and it's best out of 5. So a single game, whereas a MOBA might take like 30 to 40 minutes to finish. A round of Battlerite is basically just a streamlined experience between hero battling. Everything is targeted. It's all skill. There's no RNG, and it only lasts like at most like 10 minutes, like a full round. Each round is only 2 minutes, so it's nice and bite-sized.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a very bite-sized game, which I think it has a good chance of finding a niche now, rather than before. Because right now Steam is more entrenched than when it first came out, when Bloodline Champions came out. People are kind of looking for a game to just jump into and play for like 10 minutes right before maybe, their league queue pops or something. I don't know.
All roads lead to league, huh?
Or whatever. Like, it's a very bite-sized game. You can play it, a few quick rounds and then just, walk away whenever you want.
Let me ask an important question. Is there a cute little character? for
Yes,
me?
I'm actually playing. Actually, I was going through the heroes trying to find somebody I like. I played like 6 hours a day. As soon as I got the game. I rotated between 3 heroes. I didn't really like them, and I found the lolly. All right, the water
Oh
lolly.
man! All right.
I got the lolly.
Wait, a
even though she's
water
support.
lolly?
She's a
Oh
water
my
lolly. Even though she's a
God.
support character, I love her.
That's
I've been
my
playing every
favorite.
single game. So I've been
I'm
rocking with the water lolly.
hijacking.
Yeah. Nope. Lolly's mine.
I'm hijacking.
Also, on the Steam page and that little banner at the top, is that basically a recolor of the flagship character for Bloodline Champions?
Yeah, I think so. I think they use some of the same exact characters.
All right, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. It's a fun game though, and it's gonna be free if you don't want to pay for it now. But if you want to support its early access, it's $18 right now on Steam.
Yeah, it's a good
And
thing to
you
keep
get
in mind.
all current and future champions if you buy it now, which will not happen after early access. That's just an important thing to note.
And, it's doing pretty well. It's got 5,000 players concurrently right now. It just came out today.
Whoa, 5,000?
Compare that with Bloodline Champions. Look at
There's
Bloodline
no way,
Champions real
really?
quick.
But I'm looking at Steam charts. Battlerite.
That is very impressive. If Battlerite gets 5,000, because the game cost, that means at least it peaked at 6,700. So at least 6,700 people were okay with paying that $18 up front. So good job, Battlerite.
Wait, how do you get the thing where you get everything unlocked?
If you buy now,
forever?
if you buy early
buy
access
now.
now.
Oh well, the choice is clear.
But yeah, they're off to a really strong start, and I do wish them luck because this is the company that made us. The Sunlock Studios are the guys that made Bloodline Champions. Interesting game, innovative for the time, very similar to Battlerite. It just didn't succeed though, and I was always rooting for it because they were doing something different. So I'm hoping Battlerite does well.
It was played a lot in Riot when I was there. Like a lot of people played it at Riot.
Really?
I played Bloodline too, but not that much. Not as much as like everyone else, but
Yeah.
people said it was really good. They were fans of it. So
I was originally skeptical on how well it would do. And I know it's too late to change my opinion after seeing the numbers, right? But 5,000 is very good. And another indicator I know girls who want to play this game. That's how you know if a game has mass appeal or not.
Okay,
The
but
girls
the
play
girls
League.
because their other friends are playing. I don't
Well,
know. We'll see how long they stay.
they don't play other games just because their friends are playing. Like Overwatch, girls like playing Overwatch.
Because they got waifus in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Overwatch is cute characters.
Oh, I'm just saying, if girls want to play it, it means it has more mass appeal than.
should I get this summer? Or are
Don't
you
worry,
giving
Shurelya. I'll
me
hook you
keys?
up with a free
All
key. later.
right.
Yeah, we got the pull.
So wait, are we doing
Awesome.
Sunday Funday for this or?
I'm down if you guys are down.
I think it'll just be more relevant, and then we can just do the Marvel Heroes next time.
All right, it is
This
so
is actually
decided.
new. All right.
It will be Battlerite.
All right, hook me up.
All right, I'll hook you up. I think I gave you your key as well.
Yeah, I need a key too more.
Right. As
We
far
should
as
we should stream it after. Can you stream, or is it like a?
yeah,
No, it's out. You can stream. You can do whatever you want.
fully
Oh,
playable.
okay. We should stream after the.
Well, after the podcast, I might have to do something, but
We gotta go shopping.
Alright.
anyway, other things we've been playing. My turn. I've played Battlerite this week as well. I've been playing some FF14 again. Finally, had some more free time. I got awesome game. It's I'm gushing about it because it does a lot of things right. I don't want to gush too much about it though. It's a standard MMORPG experience, but it's just really, really polished. I also finished watching Toradora this week on the anime department, so I thoroughly enjoyed that. That's been my week.
Cool.
Lovely week.
Lovely week. Gumby, your turn.
I hit 110 in Legion.
Wow.
It's taken me a lot longer than everyone else because I do things, unfortunately, other than just get to play Legion. But I had a lot of fun leveling. It's the most fun I've had playing WoW since Burning Crusade. I would say it's better than Wrath of the Lich King as a leveling experience.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's largely like a single-player campaign, you're just around people. I got ganked constantly because I'm on a PvP server. And I played the Demon Hunter, and I loved it. Demon Hunters are one of the most versatile classes I've ever played in terms of getting around a map, because they can double jump and glide and whatnot. And I was always the kind of guy who liked to go places I wasn't supposed to. I found a few mountains that are hollow I could walk through. So I had a lot of fun. I have a deer. All these websites have done like journal entries, like my Legion journal, day 8. So I have a dear diary coming out for Legion on the site soon about my thoughts. A fictional account, but honest thoughts about Legion. I think I think they did an excellent job, and I'm not surprised that people are leaving Blizzard that worked on World of Warcraft, if that's what the case is, because it really is. It's definitely the high moment for them. So just in a general sense, yeah, really enjoying it. The one thing I will say is that all the pre-Legion content is kind of just forget about it. Don't think about it. That's why they give you that free 100 boost. Because I tried leveling 1 to 100 at the beginning, and it wasn't fun. Free Legion content just isn't as fun. And I did get to see Suramar, which is the final zone. It's kind of cool that they lock off a zone until you hit max level, and very, very pretty. So yep, I've streamed it a bit too. Got a little distracted though both times. Great expansion. Great job, Blizz. We'll see how it shapes up in the coming months with the raids.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Matt, all yours.
All right, so I've been playing Dragon's Dogma the past few days, Dragon's Dogma Online, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It doesn't quite feel like any other MMO I've ever played. I mean, it's like they literally took a console game and threw it online, basically, and it's pretty cool. They have I play as this character, this class called the Shield Sage, right? And with the Shield Sage, you have a shield that you attack things with, and then you have a rod is what they call it, but it's basically like a metal wand that you use to do support abilities. You can slow things or you can put them to sleep, but you have to hold it over them for a certain amount of time, and as you level up the skill, it'll slowly become a quicker rate at which they're put to sleep or they're slowed. But it's pretty cool. Oh, right, the Shield Sage, right. So what you can do is you hit them with the shield, and you can, the first hit will just kind of hit them. But then you can launch them into the air with the second hit, and as they're coming back down, if you time it right, you can hit them again and knock them away from you. And it's pretty cool.
Is it non-targeted? Because it looks kind of...
It's non-targeted.
Okay.
Ooh.
And with Cat's playing a Hunter, I think it's called, or a Ranger, and with that, you actually have to, aim, and you can eventually get, a sight ability where you can, zoom in even further and aim at things. And then they have big bosses that you can literally jump onto and attack.
Shadow the Colossus tier?
Yeah, kind of like that, but without the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's just the only thing is it's heavily instanced. The only real open world zone is the main city, and then once you go out of the main city, it's all instanced out. It's your own world, and you bring people on a party into your world, and they can all do quests with you. But you have to go back into your own instance at some point and level up your areas so that you can unlock more stuff.
I see.
So is this game out, or are you playing a Japanese version or something?
I'm playing the Japanese version.
Okay, that's what I see.
There's no word on English release date just yet. Just eventually that it might come here.
Cool.
But that's cool. Shu, you've been missing in action, so I don't know what have you been playing besides being missing in action?
I've been mostly playing Onward, which is a VR shooter.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
It's been mostly what I've been doing. It's kind of a weird combination of like Counter-Strike. So it's 4v4 format, but it's kind of like Counter-Strike where there's like one team has to defend and the other team has to you have to go to the objective and you have to type in this
What was the name
code.
again of the game?
Onward.
Onward, and it's 4v4, and like a lot of the maps aren't super polished because it's only one guy making the game, but it's probably, I want to say, one of the most popular VR games on Steam. I mean, if you guys can verify that, you guys are better at that than I am.
It is the most popular VR game on Steam.
Yeah.
It's an indie developed title.
So
For Oculus.
Boo, Oculus. But yeah, it's I actually been streaming it a lot on MMO, so you can kind of check out our Twitch stream. I play it a lot, and the gameplay is really interesting because it's everything feels real. Like you actually have to pull your gun off your chest. When you reload, you have to like pull the mag out and then put the new one in and cock the gun. So it's like it's a lot. It's pretty immersive. And then like when you hear shots like flying over your head, it's like really like stressful. And you have a lot of instances where like enemies throw a grenade, like your entire team's like running away from it, or like one guy's down and then like everyone like screaming for help, and then you have your other guy like suppressed like someone else. It's really fun. It really is probably the most immersive FPS experience for Vive right now, and it takes full advantage of like motion controls. Like you can even go prone in the game by actually going prone. And since I play sniper, I actually do it a lot. Like I'll climb up on top of a tall mountain, and then it'll be like a bush, and I'll hide in the bush, and I'll go prone, and I'll snipe
You'll
people.
camp like an asshole for like 10 minutes, right? That's the vibe I'm getting, Shu.
Well, I kill myself sometimes if like my whole entire team wipes. I don't want to like drag it out too long. It is funny because like your team can hear you, and I was in that situation where I was sniping on top of hill. My entire team gets wiped, right, because they get rushed. I pull my pistol out, and I'm like, I can't do it, man. I can't. And I just pointed it at my.
Wait,
yeah,
can you actually kill yourself by like pointing the?
You can. You point. You pull the pistol out.
Oh,
You point it
man.
at your face, and then you shoot it. And it has everything too. It has like you have your grenade slot. You have like a knife. Oh man, when you get a knife kill in Onward, it's crazy. It's like you actually run up and you just like start stabbing people.
We talked
really
about this I
hard.
think last week when I talked about the game. You actually have to pull out your grenade and pull the pin. You have to put your other gun
Yeah.
away, pull out the grenade, pull the pin, and actually physically throw the grenade too. So it's very It captured a lot of the realism and do the VR really well for an indie game, which makes me very hopeful for these AAA games eventually when the install base is big.
Yeah, and I was gonna say for someone who hasn't experienced it, I haven't played this game yet on VR, but watching like the gameplay trailer, this seems like one of those games that you have to experience because based on the video, like a 2D
The
video,
video looks awful.
it looks like
All videos
literally
look awful.
like Counter-Strike 1.5. Like
Yes, you're right.
yeah. But I'm sure when you actually have
look
it
at
on.
this guy, he's like pulling like his syringe out to kill. You only get one of those, by the way, but he's like pulling it out. And if you have like an ally that's on the ground but not dead, they can still talk. So like when you're dead, like you can actually like talk, and you can actually hear the enemies too when they're talking. So there's like a radio.
That's cool.
There's a radio you can use, but like a lot of the times, like you'll hear somebody like talking, and you'll know like there's a guy in the building, and a lot of times my team will make hand signals so that they can't hear us. Like okay, they're in this building, and you'll
Yeah, 'cause if you
point.
talk, they'll hear this local voice.
Yeah, there's local voice. So you'll point like in the direction that they are. You'll try to like describe how many people. You're only using your hands because you can actually see like the full model and like the hand and stuff. And a lot of times there's like a lot of like when you're playing with a really, really solid team that communicates, there's a lot of really coordinated plays. Like I played with a guy once and he used like those machine guns that have like a huge clip. And we knew there was a guy behind this wall and he just sprayed the wall down so the guy couldn't leave, right? Because like if you're suppressed in the game, you move slower. So like you can just hear like crack, 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 crack like over your head as somebody's shooting. So he just sprayed that and then like two of us walked around and just shot him in the back and he couldn't do anything about it.
It's a very cool game. You have to experience it though. And again, the videos don't do it justice. It's most of these VR experiences, the videos don't do it justice. So if you think it's sucking as the video, it's because you haven't tried it yet. You have to play it.
Most of them, the graphics don't look great yet. They really need to work on that.
Yeah.
Actually, when you're in the game, the graphics look really good. Like the guns.
Better. They're still not great. They look better though.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just also wanted to, before we moved on too far, I wanted to throw out. I think every shooter needs localized voice chat at this point. Like anything that's a tactical shooter, like Counter-Strike or anything, if you're gonna be using voice chat, it needs to be localized. It needs to be at this point.
I agree with that, and I don't think it should be.
CS:GO hasn't done it.
It really should not be exclusive to shooters either. I think almost even MMORPGs today. Imagine just walking around and like, hey man, can you help me kill these boards? It's so much easier than stopping, typing. No,
you're right. It'd be awesome if you had more RPGs with the local voice chat. I thought it was really cool in like Rust and stuff. Why not have it there?
When you're
Matt,
leveling.
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, Matt, you might really like this, but the game actually has radios. They're like located on your left shoulder. You like press it to like talk to your team at long distance. But what you can do is like say there's an enemy, you can shoot him like to the point where he's not dead, but he's like out of commission, and you can just listen to his radio like as his team is talking. So you actually leave him alive just to hear his radio, and you can hear like his team saying, and like there was like one time because you can still talk while you're down on the radio, and I walked into a building, and then like I shot this guy, and so I was gonna go take the building he was in. So I walked up, and he was still alive because I can hear him talking to his team, right? And he's like he's coming up the stairs. He's coming up the stairs. I can see him now. And I crouched down and I went shh. I pulled out my knife. I stabbed him.
It's pretty cool.
But if you guys kind of want to see like kind of how intense it is in game, I'll stream it later today after podcast, and you guys can see my reactions.
All right. Sounds good.
We got to seize this over to probably the biggest controversy of the week. So I know I actually want to talk about this for a while too, but it's made the rounds throughout the internet, and I'm sure we're all very opinionated people here. So I think we're all gonna take one side, but we'll see if we do or not. Digital Homicide, the indie studio, sues various Steam users for leaving negative reviews on Steam for their games. Instantly, what do you guys feel? Knee-jerk reactions, guys. Give me your knee-jerk reactions.
All right, knee-jerk reaction. They're just all right. First, I'm so surprised it got as far as it did because the judge actually ordered Steam to hand over those reviewers real identities and like their address and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's.
Oh wait, he did.
Yeah, but well, now it's up to Steam to respond. Like Steam can like, I guess appeal it or contest it. So I don't know where that's going, but I think it's insane that this company, this studio, would go this far. Like
I think so too. That's just suicide. Like
they were granted a subpoena that forced Valve to reveal their identities.
Yep.
Like who's gonna want to host your games now? Like nobody's gonna want to.
Steam removed their games. But I think it goes beyond that. I think they opened themselves a internet shitstorm. Like, so many people, like... Because here's the thing. Like, when you're a company like this, Digital Homicide, there's not an anonymity. Like, people can find your address, all this stuff. So I think these guys are going to be rightfully harassed on Twitter. He's going to be harassed in real life, maybe. And I have no sympathy for him at that point. Because he kind of opened Pandora's box of internet troll. Hate them.
I looked at this and I went, oh, Digital Homicide, and laughed because their saga has been hilariously bad. I mean, the entire saga, and I'm looking at it now and I use the exact phraseology in the article, but their entire saga has just been a shitstorm of some of the worst PR that has ever happened to any company.
It's remarkable how, and the thing is, like, their games are shovelware. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. So their games are just garbage. Pure unadulterated trash. I've seen gameplay videos for a handful of them, and they are worse. They're worse than like Unity demos or just demo games. They're nothing. They're garbage. How does this guy expect to make money making games if he can't like make something half decent? And it's not about how much work you put in either. Because I actually watched a video where the man behind Digital Homicide, forgot his name. It's on his website though.
James Romain.
Yeah, Romain. He was the representative, one of the brothers who owns Digital Homicide. He was actually having an interview, one-on-one discussion with Jim Sterling, another critic he sued for $10 million. And it was a discussion. Unfortunately, Jim Sterling, probably he did not defend himself well. He did not articulate his points very well. So in that interview, obviously, Digital Homicide won. He won that discussion because the other side was kind of very poorly presenting their case. But I heard his defense. Basically, Digital Homicide is really pissed off that people like Jim Sterling, these critics, are absolutely trashing his game by unfairly trashing his game and saying, it takes no work when he says he puts so much time into them. He puts hundreds of thousands of lines of code. He puts hours and hours of effort. And for him to just instantly dismiss it, he's actually hurting him financially. He's doing damages to him and other indie developers by just bashing their games. That's his argument on why.
Maybe he should find a different job because he's making something which is part of the arena of criticism. If he can't handle it, then fuck off.
I don't think the number of hours worked is a defense. If you suck
No,
at
it's
something,
not.
I don't care how many hours you pour into it. It's still less work done than someone who's good at it working for 10 minutes. You know, like
That's such a key point. Digital Homicide, if you're listening to this podcast, you suck at making games. I don't care how many hours you've tried. Quit. You're awful.
Also, your friend is a lawyer lied to you. You're not going to get shit. At least I hope not, because it would be a total offense to criticism.
The other thing, though, I mean, like, it should be noted that they dumped a shit ton of games on Greenlight, right?
Mhm.
And they literally had 5 versions of the one game they made that was like some like Galaga type thing that was like C-based, and basically all they did was reskin the enemies for each different, and it was 5 different games. They were selling them as 5 different games. It was so bad.
I mean, look at their website. I have it on the stream right now.
It's horrible.
I mean, this person. I mean, honestly, he might have a mental IQ deficiency or something. Like, this guy is not intelligent. He's not an intelligent man. How can you make this website in 2016? Like, I don't get it.
It's disgusting. If you can't make a website, which is much easier than making a game, forget it. You just don't have the capacity to do it. It's okay. Maybe you're a better poet than you are a programmer. Maybe this is not your field.
You know, maybe you're a janitor. You know, maybe you're just supposed to clean toilets. I mean, just find your
This is a
calling.
terrible website. Holy shit, dude! I like to flank a new bundle with over 50 games available. Just like
I feel
flanked on
flanked.
both sides.
So
We
okay,
geosted these boys.
Dude, hey guys, check this out. Maybe he made this for like the old square monitors, right? And then he added those at the side because he couldn't fill. He made it widescreen. You know, it's like a widescreen conversion.
Also, his defense too is always like he's trying to like defend himself on his website. He shows a picture of like basically he's saying Steam was being uncooperative. They were harassing reviews, harassing comments that Steam didn't remove, right? And he gives an example where somebody says, "I want to murder every single person responsible for this," and he links, I guess, some gameplay of one of the shitty games, right? Look, this is the fucking internet, okay? If somebody says, "I want to murder everyone responsible for this," it's the internet. He doesn't literally want to murder you. Like, and that's his defense is, "Oh, I'm being harassed. He said I want to murder everybody involved in this." Like, come on. How old are you? Like, do you not know how the internet works? People say shit like this all the time. It's just the internet lingo. He's being a child.
Yeah. Also, I just want to.
You missed the worst part, though. They think they're part of a hate group.
Come on. Nobody cares about you that much, right? You're not that important to be a part of a hate group. To be against it.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate what a lovely moment in time we live in? I'm looking at the official court documents filed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plaintiffs, okay? Jane/Joe, aka Steam user Demon Sword.
Demon Sword.
This is on an official court document.
Demon Sword, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and this you swear to God?
Full screen that. Full screen that.
Alright.
That's pretty funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh, wait, I want to see
Demon
more.
Sword is getting sued, boys.
There's more. Yeah,
Look at
there's
the other ones. Look at the other ones.
Nathos, Muchu Jones,
All right, keep going.
J Dude 330.
JD,
Oh god,
This is a serious court case, guys. Drakmore. Oh man.
User Toon Vlux, Brandino, John144. I love it.
Oh god, there's more.
Oh, that is an actual John Doe.
What's unfortunate, the court is so removed from this that I think they have no idea what they're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
But now it'll this is gonna set some kind of precedent.
Scroll down. I want to see if I'm on there.
Has this ever happened before? No, right? No one's ever been sued over Steam reviews, as
No.
far as I know.
No, I don't think
So
it's
this
ever
is
got.
definitely going to set some type of precedent for future lawsuits.
I think this guy doesn't. This is Kotaku, right? I'm looking. This guy's an idiot. He's gonna get himself in so much trouble. His life is basically ruined. Because look, it's a court document, right? It's public, so you can see his email address, his phone number, or his address, and he's gonna get the 4chan army, something awful.
Oh, yeah.
All those guys are just gonna destroy his life. Like, he's gonna have to move. That's a fact.
No sympathy for this guy. Honestly, zero sympathy.
Well, I
Complete asshole.
have pity for the stupid, I gotta say, but what are you gonna do?
I want you to show off some of his gameplay. So that's actually one of the Jim Sterling videos where he shows off some of the gameplay. Go ahead and put that on the stream.
I forgot about that.
This is his game. Wow.
And
I
my
wanna see
favorite,
it.
my favorite thing. Imagine, like, I wish somebody who left that negative review was like Big Dick Bandit 337. So if that appeared in the court document, Big Dick Bandit 337 is being sued.
Like, AKA Steam user, AKA Hitler did nothing wrong. 69.
The bailiff reads out: "Is Hitler did nothing wrong? 447 present."
I don't know, man. Look at those lighting effects. This is real shit here.
Okay, again,
You know, this game looks like a VR game that's not VR.
it looks trash, and it is trash.
Oh.
And
Did you see that dodge roll animation? What is that?
Doesn't this look like a shitty VR game? But it's like it's worse because it's not actually in VR. It's like without
Yeah.
the gimmick.
it looks awful.
It looks like someone slapped together pre-made assets and then called it a
Well,
game.
that is exactly what he did actually, and he got a lot of hate, a lot of flack for using Unity assets, which I don't think is. There's no problem with using pre-made assets.
Use it well.
Yeah, use it well. There's no problem with it. You just do it, you know.
Why is the guy looking to the side?
So I don't know what's going on.
But it's
No, you have to
remarkable.
put slaughtering grounds on. That's the true horror.
That's a true horror. All right.
So it seems you guys have actually heard of some of these guys, these companies. I honestly never heard of Digital Homicide
neither.
till this whole
I-
thing.
I've heard of
this
some,
recent
yeah.
story.
I heard of Slaughtering
no.
Grounds before.
I reviewed Slaughtering Grounds, and I sent the
Oh.
guy the review, right?
Mhm.
And I said, "I'm sorry, man. It was just not good." And he goes, "That's okay. I was only involved for like 3 days to put in the code for the networking. The networking was like the worst part of it."
That's so funny. Also, let's talk about his point a little bit more because I did watch. There was an hour-long interview between the guy at Digital Homicide and Jim Sterling. Unfortunately, honestly, Jim Sterling just did not. He did not defend himself well at all. I wish he
Really?
took us, any of
No,
us
he's
on
pretty good.
instead. He was really bad defending himself and articulating his points. So he made Digital
Maybe
Homicide
Jim was
look
having
good.
a bad day.
Jim was having a bad
I'm
day
mixed.
again.
I'm mixed on Jim Sterling. Like he's obviously into games and stuff, but yeah, but I don't know if he articulates himself as well.
He
as
did
could.
not articulate
Maybe he
himself
doesn't
well at all.
articulate something that people will. Maybe it's just the solo thing that works.
Every time that I've ever watched anything by Jim Sterling, I've just looked at it and gone, "This guy is an asshole."
Oh yeah,
Oh, I like
that's
him
his
for that,
thing.
though.
That's fine. That's his his thing.
Shtick.
His spiel.
No, but I mean, not in a good way. You know what I mean? Just
Oh,
like,
really?
for the sake of being an asshole. That's what it comes across as to me.
And so his point is also he was arguing, in that interview that the game costs 99. Basically, Jim Sterling, the game sucks. And he's like, the game costs 99 cents. You know, if you go to the arcade, you pay 25 cents, you get 10 minutes of game time. You know, if you buy one of my games, and it goes on sale for 13 cents sometimes. If you pay 13 cents for my game, that's a good deal. You know, even if you play for like 10 minutes, it's a good deal. But that's beyond the point. Your games still suck. Doesn't matter what they cost. They're bad games.
So I'm curious, could there possibly be, just abstractly, I guess, a countersuit because these games were advertised as something they weren't? Or were they always, I wonder if they were always advertised properly.
I don't think they showed off gameplay in the Steam trailers. I think they were. I think you're allowed to sell shitty games. You know, if you make shitty games, you're allowed to sell them.
You think this maybe signals a crackdown on shit, or this is just, or I think, to me, from what I can tell, Steam would have never done anything if Digital Homicide had just kept their mouths shut. And also,
Yes.
people wouldn't even know about this. See, the thing with Digital Homicide is they Streisand themselves, right? And when you Streisand yourself, it's when you draw attention to yourself, when you're trying not to draw attention to yourself. And so now they're done. So I don't think this will have a repercussion for anyone else. What do you guys think? I think this is an isolated case.
Isolated case.
I think this is 100% about suing their users.
Yep.
I think this guy basically is a hobby developer, right? He just wants, and he's basically charging $1 or $2 or whatever for his tech demos, right? And he puts them on Steam. And I guess he rubbed them the wrong way when people judge his products as actual games, which that's how he presented
This is
it.
literally the same game we just watched earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different skin.
Honestly, I think it's basically like a DeviantArt page. He's putting his little shitty amateur projects
Yeah,
online.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Whoa,
but,
don't insult DeviantArt.
No, nothing wrong with that. But I think he just needs to realize that this is not BioShock, right? So when people buy this thinking they're getting a game rather than a demo or like some gimmick, like they're mad. Some people get mad and they say stupid internet shit like I wish this house gets covered in poop or something. People just internet speak. It's not an actual threat, right?
Yeah.
But here's the funny part: by suing these people, he's gonna get real death threats now on Twitter or whatever, right? So he just kind of ruined himself. It baffles me that he just doesn't understand internet enough to realize what he's done to himself.
No, I'm pretty sure he regards these as real games.
But that's the thing. He regards them as real games.
So he's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I've
Or
got.
maybe I mean like I mean if Pac-Man came out now, we'd be like, what is this shit? Is this a real game?
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like,
true.
It's maybe
Well,
he's just maybe that's his era. I don't know.
What is this wife
It's
punching
actually
game?
funny.
What is
I
this?
like this. I like this. You get cash money for it.
What are we seeing on the stream?
What?
You
What
guys,
was that?
he was like slapping like a girl and like getting cash money from it. Like
Go
what
back,
was that?
please. I missed it.
All right, I'll go back. All right, here we go.
It's actually funny that you mentioned Pac-Man though, because Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 just came out and it is not doing well.
I'm not surprised by that one.
One more thing I want to say. It's actually.
Oh my
pretty-
god.
It's
Look,
pretty
look,
remarkable.
He's getting cash monies from it.
Yeah, it's...
Extracted cash, estimated cash. What the fuck?
What is this? All right, but
It's like Detroit the video game.
I like how it was just kind of like added in at the end too. Like what the hell?
all right, there's a pretty funny thing in the interview. I kind of wish I could show you the exact moment, but basically towards the end of the interview, the digital homicide guy was basically saying, you know, you're gonna get sued for doing what you do one day. It might not be me, but it might be some other studio that's gonna get pissed off from all the shit you're doing, you know? But he also said that Jim Sterling, he got his group of haters on the internet to all leave shitty reviews on Steam, like they bombed him, you know?
Yeah.
He's saying he incited it, but he's saying he didn't do that, right? He said it might not be me, but somebody's gonna sue you one day, right? He's pissed off to the digital homicide, the homicide guy, and Jim Sterling just laughs. He's just like, right? He gave this laugh, and the guy's, you shouldn't be laughing. It's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna see. Probably not gonna. It might not be us, but you're gonna get big enough one day, and you're gonna get sued, and you're gonna lose.
Wow.
And like, it's so funny that was literally in July 11th, 2015. So I guess he realized nobody's gonna sue him. So he's like, I gotta do it. You know?
Okay.
I guess he felt offended.
And you know, I could tell this guy's actually retarded. He's one of those guys. He filed the complaint himself. He's representing himself in court.
Oh, what
yeah,
an
yeah.
asshole.
yeah.
Like that's important to keep in mind because it tells you that it's not serious. Because like
You can't afford a lawyer.
he can't afford a lawyer. He's just dumb and he thinks he can like do it. I don't know. It's crazy.
You're really wasting your time, piece of shit.
I do think he's of low intelligence. That is my humble
Yeah,
opinion
yeah, he
based
is.
on the facts surrounding this case.
Oh, you're gonna
Based
get
on
sued
him.
now, Omer.
You know,
You're gonna get
if
sued
you want to sue me
now.
for calling him of low intelligence, in my opinion, that is my character judgment. He's free to judge me however he
Please.
likes.
Please sue the website so we can trend a little bit. All right, just
Yeah,
sue
yeah, yeah.
the website.
Yeah, have at it. I would love to just demolish. I invite you to the MMOs.com podcast, Digital
Yeah.
Homicide.
You will be shit
really?
on.
Hey,
Yeah, bring him in.
Omer, you gotta tell him 1v1, okay? No lawyers on each side. They can't.
1v1 me, no lawyers either side, alright? I'll tango. I got my dukes up. Meet
He
behind
will find
Starbucks.
you.
Shirts off.
And he will sue you.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with getting sued. When you get sued, you know you're an adult. That's how you know.
It's a rite of passage when you get sued, alright?
Fun fact: Omer and I are both getting sued, but I don't want to go into it.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous. I'm still a child.
Wait, you actually are?
Yes.
Okay.
Not related to this though.
No,
so
not-
it's
not related to the
nothing
internet.
Gaming, nothing video
Yeah.
game related.
It's already cost us like 20 grand, by the way.
See, that's the joys of getting sued.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but
Enjoy spending your money, digital homicide.
I like that. Finny, he says 1v1, no lawyers, Fox, no items, final destination.
Alright, let's do it. Fine, Digital Homicide. I challenge you to Fox 1v1, one stock, final destination. We settle who's right based on who wins, alright? If I win, you drop the lawsuit.
shit.
If you win, we support you or give you some money, okay? I'm
Whoa, whoa.
Alright, let's go.
Are we talking melee, brawl? What are we talking here?
100% melee, 100%
All right,
melee.
all right.
Alright.
I like how you guys just dropped in there that you're getting sued though. Like,
I came up. Gumby mentioned it.
Sorry. Well,
It's
because
nothing to do with
I was
gaming,
once
it's no big
taught
deal.
by a fool that getting sued makes you an adult. So
So I'm an adult.
I
It's
almost
official.
said wise there.
Wow.
It is, but honestly, I think it's a great move that Steam took the initiative of removing all their games on Steam and saying that Digital Homicide is hostile to our users. Honestly, I wish Steam just bullies the shit out of Digital Homicide now for being assholes. They protect their users. They counter sue for damages. I would love Valve Gaben. I would love Big Gaben even more if he just
Big
gave
Gaben.
Digital Homicide the big dick.
A
Right.
big clap for Valve for stepping up to the plate when need be.
I do
That's
expect
pretty
Valve
good.
to help them out though, because again, the idea that you can sue people for leaving negative reviews on your games, grow up.
It would destroy the entire industry if you could sue for every negative review. It would
Hey,
do.
I want
be
to. I want to
Yeah.
see Steam putting up an item on Dota 2 that is gonna go towards helping the people in the lawsuit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude, how much would
yeah.
that sell? That would sell so much. Come on.
Look at that other comment on digitalhomicide.ninja, his official website, and like this guy left a comment saying, not even a review. He just left something on a comment I think on the forum saying this game is extremely something and extremely gay. Like this is the internet. How is this surprising that people are gonna leave comments like this? Deal with it. You know, if your
Yeah.
game is good, if a couple of retards leave negative reviews, it doesn't matter. Okay, you don't have to use Steam if you don't like their review process. Simple as that. But yeah, this guy's an asshole.
There it is.
I hope he steps on a Lego, on multiple Legos.
Ooh.
He's already. I bet he's already regretting all this. To be honest.
Oh, 100%. He has to be. It's an internet shitstorm, and he deserves every tiny bit of it.
Well, there's that.
I'll be
Yeah.
back.
I'm glad we all collectively shat on digital.
Could
Homicide
any of us have
together.
defended him? I mean,
No.
realistically, could any of us actually defend this? I don't think so. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Here's the problem, though. You know, it's one thing. Obviously, some of these comments are like, "Oh, he should kill himself," etc. But his product is so awful that you can't defend it. Like,
So those comments are actually justified. If
Exactly.
they weren't there, somebody should have left them.
like if he's really selling these games and he honestly thinks they're like release-worthy games, right? Like real games.
His
Maybe-
argument is, are they worth 17 cents? So
No,
he's gonna
there's
argue
100
the-
free-to-play games. Why would you? You know.
Oh no, yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's worth negative money. It takes up space and time.
Exactly.
It's
So no defense.
You know, every time that Steam has had a sale, it broke and supposedly gives you negative money. I've never gotten money from it.
where's my
I have
negative
never
money?
gotten negative money from Steam either. Let's move on to something a little more cheerful. I know where you played the Battlefield 1 beta.
Hmm? Quite a bit,
Apparently,
actually.
Battlefield 1 actually is the biggest beta in EA's history. They got, I think, something like 13 million people tried the game. That's a lot. And that actually beats Overwatch, the size of Overwatch beta.
Which had
So-
about 9 million, 9 point,
Yeah, about 10, almost 10 million.
9.7 million, yeah.
Yeah.
So my question now is this a sign that people really do want more realistic graphics than the stylized graphics?
I think this has to do with
Yeah.
one, Battlefield games always are big, right? Every year they get big. Every new one I think is pretty much bigger. And two, World War One. I think many people are tired of what the tactical shooter, the World War II shooter was kind of overdone.
The modern warfare is like
That's
it's-
overdone, yeah. I'm so done
yeah.
with modern.
Yeah, so I think this is just pent up demand for a AAA World War One shooter.
Something different shooter, you know? That's really what it is.
Well, to be fair, I think Verdun did really well, and that's an indie World War One shooter. So
Well,
I
I
guess
mean,
you
even
might
if
be right.
imagine how well
I
Verdun
like
did for
Verdun.
being like clunky. I played Verdun very long ago, like when it first came out in early access or whatever. It was okay, right? It was good, but obviously you can't compare it to the budget that like EA has, right?
Mhm.
So,
Of course.
but yeah, so I think it's just a World War One thing.
I mean, a lot of people have said that this feels like nothing like World War One, but I'm sitting there like, who cares? Look
Yeah.
at this sandstorm. Look at the mustard gas. It's like this is crazy fun.
Look
Dude,
at that
imagine-
rude sandstorm.
Oh, Mary, she told the story of like when you and me on this cavalry and they had the sandstorm, we were running through it, no one could see
Oh,
us.
When the sandstorm's in the
my
game too, you're
God.
on cavalry, you can get so many kills because you can't die from snipers and people from long range blowing you up. So the horse is actually remarkably effective. The cavalry is super effective in the sandstorm. I think I was like 14-0 on the horse,
Yeah,
just getting horse. I wish I
me
recorded
and,
that.
Me and Omer were like in formation, like we just rode like behind their line and just cut everyone up.
That sounds
It was
awesome.
amazing.
It's super fun.
And then when our sandstorm died, we were like, no.
Fun fact, guys, in Battlefield 1, you can actually play as the Turks. The Turks were a belligerent in World War One,
They did it.
and they speak Turkish. The soldiers will speak Turkish, like reloading or whatever. So you guys can all learn Turkish.
We can learn the 9 words of Turkish that they actually use.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
I really want to play that level though.
I can't wait for some of the cool levels they add. Like, I wish they do like a Constantinople level, like with it's the siege of, because you know how in the other battlefields they did like they did levels for like even for battles that didn't actually happen, but like they were areas.
Mhm.
Like so, yeah. It's Constantinople never actually got attacked, but it'd be really cool if they added a level like that. I think.
Yeah, I just
Secret
watched
weapons.
this up down on stream, and damn, I mean, it looks so satisfying to take that thing down.
Well, I'm excited. I'm almost certainly going to buy it based on how many hours I played in the beta. I played a lot of hours in beta, even though it's going to get wiped. I was level like high 30s, low 40s. So
There's
I got my
levels?
time in.
Wait, there's levels in Battlefield?
Yeah, as you play, you gain levels, and then those levels give you war bonds, which you can be used as currency to unlock like new weapons. Every class has like 8 different
Oh,
primary weapons, like
that's
10,
pretty cool.
10 different primary weapons, 10 different pistols. You can mix and match accessories. There's actually a lot you can do. So you do want to be able to level up, and if you play medic a lot, you can unlock medic levels too, separate from regular levels, and those can be used to unlock specific medic guns. So there is that sense of progression, which is nice.
Cool. Cool.
I want to seize this over to a discussion on MMORPGs again, because this is the MMOs.com podcast, and I want to bring up Final Fantasy again because a major patch is coming for Final Fantasy. Shu, you might be excited too. Final
Oh,
Fantasy
yeah?
14 patch 3.4 Soul Surrender. Check out that video. It's like an 8-minute video. You can show off some of it. Obviously, new dungeons, new content, a lot of good stuff. But Shu, get this. They're finally adding PvP duels.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
PvP
oh, shit.
duels? There were no duels in this game?
There were no duels in Final Fantasy 14 up until now. Until
That's
September,
crazy.
September 27th, 2016. It is. They had PvP. They had some like 4v4, some arena PvP stuff, right? But they didn't have duels. It's just so weird. That like
Yeah, even
in
those
most-
cheap,
yeah.
even all those cheap like Chinese games where you just right click duel, you know, like it's,
Yeah.
it's like a generic feature these days in
In
MMORPGs.
Korean games too, you know, you think you right click on somebody, you duel. Because I remember like Shu was like when I first got, she was joking, let's duel. I'm like, oh, fine, let's go. And like, no, JK, there's no duels in this game. What? There's no duels? Come on.
I heard that
Yeah, it's
PvP
true.
was unbalanced in Final Fantasy. Are they rebalancing it with the launch of duels?
Well,
I mean,
they
who
had
cares?
PvP
Who
before
cares,
anyway.
to be honest? Like, who cares?
Don't
Like,
skills
for
do different effects
duels,
based
duels,
on-
it doesn't matter really.
Also, wasn't like spells do different things if it's PvP versus PvE? So I think they balance it differently. So they're not worried about the same like level of damage it'll do in PvE because it's a whole different thing for PvP. That's what I think Witchy or Asami told me earlier. So it is obviously they're thinking about balance, and I'm excited for the 1v1 duels because in a lot of games you don't really I feel like a lot of people don't participate in the like arena stuff. But they will just do duels against their friends, which is fun. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
level with your friend. You want to fight them.
Yeah,
it's a little
dueling
thing,
isn't
but it's a lot
about
of fun.
it's not about being competitive. It's just about little gimmicky fun like things.
I don't think perfect balance there matters at all either. I mean, it's just a fun thing to have. It just makes the game feel more complete.
Yep.
I'm kind of hoping they add more Golden Saucer stuff too, because I got into the Golden Saucer earlier, and it is a lot of fun. It's amazing that other like MMORPGs don't add things like the Golden Saucer. I think one of Final Fantasy XIV's strongest points is like everything outside the core gameplay, because the core gameplay I think just isn't unique, and it's not like amazing, but everything surrounding the game is amazing. That it makes that okay too. And the Golden Saucer is a place you play a lot of mini games, and you basically can earn tokens that you can use, and they're called MGPs. You can use them to get like skins and other good stuff, like different cosmetics, different minions, different mounts. So you play these little mini games and earn stuff.
Yeah, it looks pretty
That's
cool.
cute.
Yeah,
Aquariums.
yeah. In the trailer, I just saw this guy putting fish in aquariums. That
Yeah,
looked pretty
these all
cool.
everything you see in this trailer is all new content. So aquariums are coming new as well.
This
That
trailer
ain't
made me want to reactivate my account really bad.
I've heard
Yo,
the combat is really slow in this game. Like everything's on like a 2-second global cooldown.
The combat is slow. There's also like people complaining about like Overwatch's tick rate. The tick rate in this game is pretty redonk. Like to
Really?
the point where my spell they call it like slide casting, right? But I'm pretty sure it's not a feature. It's a bug, all right? But basically, if your spell is at 1 second left to cast, right? Because it's like 4 seconds to cast. The timer is ticking down. It gets to 1 second, right? At that 1 second timer, you can just move, and it still starts going down because it doesn't trigger as interrupted. So you can move and then you'll still cast it. But the tick rate is so bad, I think.
Personally, you get used to it. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't feel it very often, but it's mostly when I'm stuck in an AOE and I move like 1 second too late, and I'm way outside the AOE by this.
You'll still
point.
get hit, yeah.
But you'll get hit because the server thinks you're still over there.
But it's not a big deal. I agree. I mean, I'm enjoying the game, and that is because it's an MMORPG. It's not a big deal. The tick rate, and you get used to it.
I think
You play around.
yeah, that tick rate stuff and the global cooldown, 2.5
Doesn't- yeah.
seconds. I think, and here's why I hate consoles. Right, I could be wrong, but my gut tells me they did the global cooldown and the. You know,
I'm pretty sure it was for console.
they did it to accommodate consoles, and it's so
I don't know.
frustrating because you know, it just if they just did separate servers, they could make the PC version more fluid, right?
Well,
And then I wouldn't care
personally,
then.
I'd rather have the cross-platform. I'd rather the community
Really?
all in one place.
Really?
Yeah, I like having the community all in one place.
I don't want to be.
It
I don't want to
depends
be.
on
I don't
the
want to be associated with those people.
Wow.
That sounds like a personal problem, sir.
Also,
Yeah.
it depends how big the player base is on consoles. Okay, I don't know the numbers right now. What the divide is between console players and PC players. If like 95% are on PC and 5% on console, fuck the console players, all right? But if like it's 50-50, then fine. You want a bigger player base. Honestly, I'm willing to sacrifice some stuff for the bigger community. I'll take one for the team, right?
I think PS4 is probably fairly big, but I don't think PS3 has a large audience. Like Destiny, even, and Destiny's huge because they segregated all of their different consoles. Like every single console was on its own servers because you can't have Sony and Microsoft cross-platform. But they also had like the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions were significantly lacking in terms of performance compared to the PS4 and Xbox One versions. So it would have been unfair to have like PS3 and PS4 cross-platform. They ended up dropping the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions for new updates because the audience was so small on those. But the PS4 and Xbox One ones are still developing as we go.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it were the same for Final Fantasy. That's all I'm saying.
Now, the coolest thing in Final Fantasy 14 is cosmetics. Cosmetics, cosmetics, cosmetics. All right, you gotta look stylish. You go on the subreddit for FF14 glamour. People like glamour their characters to look like the character from like Korra from Legend of Korra. You see Elsa. You can literally do so many crazy things in here. You can obviously look just like Lightning too, which is a pretty popular one. But it's being able to collect all the cosmetics is awesome.
You know that makes the prices for low level gear actually like pretty high. So if you're like a new player and you do like that dungeon, like roll for it, dude. Just roll for it, and then you can sell it. You can sell it for like a good amount for the level because high level people don't want to like grind out level 25 dungeon or something. So it's good for the economy too. The cosmetics.
And that's because you can use low level gear on the appearance of low level gear on your high level gear if you like the way it looks through the glamour.
And then you
system.
can dye it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's great.
But yeah, this patch is coming on later this month. A lot of Final Fantasy fans are excited for it. The only thing is too, it's kind of weird that we also have Final Fantasy 15 coming next month. And by the way, that Tokyo Game Show trailer had me mega hype. I actually ended up pre-ordering it after watching that new trailer. I am pumped for FF15, but I'm sure some players are gonna have like issues because that's coming out like late November, and this patch is coming out late September. So you have like 1 month to like go through the new content or kind of be left behind if you're playing FF15. Obviously, one's a single player game, one's an MMO, but there's still some overlap between the players for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely some. But I think there are a lot of people that also just joined Final Fantasy 14 because it's an MMO. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an odd community that you've got going on with Final Fantasy at this point because of the cross genre that they have.
Are any of you guys pre-order FF15? Am I the only one?
I'm still on that wait list. I'm waiting. I will buy it on day one if I have to.
Okay.
But like, I'm waiting on the wait list.
Did you know every time I'm having a bad day or if I feel bad, I just look at the I just look at the cover of Final Fantasy 15 because it's so horrible.
Wow!
Do
Shots
you see
fired,
it?
Shio.
Here.
Let's take a look.
It's terrible. It's
Yeah,
the
you
worst
told me it was
thing
awful
I've ever
yesterday.
seen. It's so
Put
awful.
Put in the podcast chat.
It's so awful.
I'm still hyped for it regardless. I am mega hyped for it.
Dude,
That trailer was
anytime I'm sad, anytime I'm like I've been sad the last couple of weeks. I just every now and then I just open this up.
Wow,
and
it's not that bad. Come on.
It's so bad. Look what's going on in it. Like, okay,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
This looks like a
look at
Gears
this guy.
of War
Okay,
cover.
look at this guy in the middle. All right. Now look at the guy. Look at the guy on the left. Like, what? He's like, hey man, check it out. There's some monsters over there. And the other guy's like, the other guy in the middle. He's like, yes, I will fight the monsters. And this other guy on the right is like, I'm getting out of the car, man. Let's go. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, why is the guy in the right facing the wrong way? Like, what is he
This
doing?
is fucking
Okay,
worse.
this looks like a cover for a co-op spin-off game.
It's the
Like,
fucking worst.
right, fine. I admit it is not. It is not a great cover, but I'm not as offended the way you are.
It is so laughably horrible that like I look at it, it just brings a smile to my face.
Can I point out how much better the artwork is for the cover, and why I don't know why they didn't just use that? Because I'm with Shu 100%. I think the cover art for it is total shit, and they could have. They got this amazing artist Yoshitaka Amano, and they don't use his work this time. Come on, Square.
You know, if you guys, I mean, I know we discussed the Uncanny Valley before.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching the trailer for Final Fantasy 15, you know what's weird to me? The graphics are good. First of all, let me just say that right now, right? The graphics are high quality.
What is it? Mobile? What is it?
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, okay. Final
Graphics.
Fantasy 15,
The
yeah.
graphics. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
great.
but here's a problem. At least up on my head. Some of the graphics are so good, like the environment, the items, the hair, even the gun. But then I see their face and like the movements in the face when they talk, and it's not quite as good as like the hair, and only because the faces have much more features, right? And we're kind of evolved to like notice faces better. So it throws me off. Like it gives me this weird vibe. Like I don't know if it was just me when we watched the trailer.
I don't know. I was too overwhelmed by hype to be critical at all.
Oh.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm eager to play.
I played the platinum demo and I didn't notice it at all. Basically,
Like the characters from the back, I think like would look better. Only because I'm not focused on their face that way.
Well, it's when the face is moving, right?
Yeah, when the face is moving.
When they're talking, yeah.
Are we sure that was the cover?
that's most games though. Like
Yeah,
that's-
No, exactly. But here's the thing: when the graphics are so good, like I noticed it more because it was the differential was like, bigger.
I don't know. Personally, for me, I just I notice less when it's just awkward movements, and I'm more when they just don't line up with the dialogue. Like if you're mocapping and it doesn't line up with the dialogue, then I have issues. It's like you can clearly tell that when their arms flap around, that somebody was actively doing that on a set at some point, but then the lips aren't moving in sync with the dialogue, and you're just sitting there like, come on.
Isn't this the cover art though, Shu? Or is it the one that you linked? Because I googled FF15 and I found this as well.
It might be old.
Right.
Like
That might be the Japanese
Are you
one, though.
offended by this one, Shu? I think this one looks fine.
All right, let me see.
It's on the stream. I think this one looks
Still
fine.
bad.
It's still bad, yeah.
I think
It's
that
not.
one
It's
might-
not as bad though. It's not anywhere close to as bad. The other one is laughable. This
Well,
one is
this-
just kind of whatever.
Will this be the first time we drive a car in Final Fantasy since 8?
I think so. We did, probably. I forgot about the car in FF8 too, but you did need a car. You need to get a fuel too.
I was trying to say that might be the Japanese cover art, and we might be getting the other one.
All right, somebody should take this story that I linked too, because this is an odd one. I'm not sure if Alta even heard about this one.
I have heard about this actually. I was gonna bring it up
Okay.
too if it wasn't. So this is gonna be the first time I play League, but it's not gonna be League the game. It's gonna be League the board game.
This is so weird.
So Riot
It's not
Games,
League.
we all thought they were gonna make a card game or something, but their next game, and it's gonna give them the S, is a board game, guys, called Mechs vs Minions.
Why?
I think it's cool. I actually wanted to ask you if you wanted to pre-order this and buy it.
This is
Oh,
100% a passion project.
I don't know. It's pretty. I think board games are making a comeback. There's so many like more
Kickstarter
niche
board games.
Yeah, Kickstarter board games, like those German board games that come to America. So yeah, I think it's a good
but
idea.
The thing about those is you don't see them in stores. You don't see them on like any of the places that sell them. They're like a lot of them that I've seen have like runs on Kickstarter, and then I think they may do made to order. But I mean, they don't really have a wide release like traditional board games. So I don't know if they're making a comeback or if it's just a bunch of really hardcore board game fans that are.
No, I think board
currently-
games. I think board games are much bigger than you think now. And with board games, I lump in stuff like Munchkin, Flux, those little those boxed card games that with a preset rules, like not
Well, see, a lot of
collectible.
those are making a comeback through things like Tabletop Simulator or like Vassal, where you can play them online and just download the mods for free.
I mean, I don't know how in tune you are with like those hobby shops or whatever, but like I've been noticing a big interest uptick in like that kind of stuff recently.
There is an uptick. There's no doubt. We've seen countless Kickstarter projects being funded. I think some of the most funded Kickstarter projects that get completed are these indie board games, and they do pretty well. I mean, the sales. I don't think anyone would dispute the numbers are going up. But let's look at the size of the market. Okay, look. Obviously, I think it's a passion project, as I think Matt said, because the size of the market is what's kind of like making me confused as why they're doing this. I'm down to pre-order. The game looks awesome. I like board games. It looks cool. But from a business perspective, The entire hobby board game market is $125 million.
Mhm.
The entire market is
Right.
125 million. If they capture the entire market, that's like less than 1 month of revenue for League of Legends. That's if they get 100% penetration. If literally everyone in the market buys it.
No, it's a passion project for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just to make a board game, pretty much.
It might also be like, I guess, maybe expand the League of Legends brand. It could be like a branding thing where they want to like make the franchise more powerful, like give it meaning outside of just one game. Make it throw into the board game, and maybe they'll do a card game next. Maybe they'll make like a different kind of game after, a strategy game later. Maybe just build that franchise, and this is one way of doing it too.
And here's the thing: they're not really aiming for the mass market. It's definitely a passion project, and you can tell that by the price. This is gonna be $75, which is under.
That's kind of in line with a lot of the Kickstarter ones, though.
Yeah.
They're like $75 to $100. I
Yeah,
mean,
so it's definitely an enthusiast game.
Plus, it doesn't look super simple. A lot of like those simpler board
Oh,
games. Yeah, the game looked a little complex, which is nice. I want depth in my games. So that's the game I think my brother and I would be interested in, but I just don't see how big the market is. But, good on them for making something different. And
if you want depth in your game, I gotta find the one that's an old board game that's a war game set in like northern Africa, and apparently it's like one of the most complex games ever made. And you have to.
complex and depth are not always the same thing. I don't want the complex for the complexity's sake.
It's not for complexity's sake. It's just like a war game on board. But anyways,
When is this coming out? Is there a release date?
Here's a funny thing, guys. It's a
October
cooperative. It's a cooperative game. It's players versus the board.
Yep.
Really? So nobody wins?
No, you all win. You beat
You
the
win
You all win
together.
or you all lose?
you beat the campaign. There's 10 missions, and you just kind of it's 2 to 4 players, and you just kind of win, I guess.
Interesting.
can someone explain what programmatic movement means in this particular instance?
I
think you build the board as you go, probably.
Or the
I
enemy's
just-
actions are like predetermined. That you gotta. I don't know. I'm not 100%
I'm
sure.
pretty sure you draw cards and that determines what you do. That's how it works.
I just feel like programmatic is a weird word for that.
Definitely.
Makes it sound more complex and in depth. All right.
I'm
got
sitting
that
there like,
buzzword
do I have to program my little robot to move?
No,
'cause It's like
no.
Mechs and something. I'm like, what?
What I find interesting is there was a Polygon article last week with the co-creators, or the two guys who created League, and they had this huge R&D department supposed to be top secret, where they come up with the next project for Riot Games, and this is what they approved. A couple of years ago, they had a lead card game. So we used to joke about this, and I couldn't believe we missed this. They were developing a card game that was scrapped. So, out of all the ideas they've gone through in the last couple of years, this is what they decide on. So, I guess clearly they have some confidence that it's going to do well enough to justify the resources. So, whatever, good for them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it
again,
is.
I'm sure it'll do well. It's Riot. I'm sure they're gonna make a good product. It just gave me
Yeah.
a surprise that they made this.
People I know in Riot that aren't really super into like the League of Legends game told me that the board game is pretty fun. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Should we give you an inside peek? Can you sneak the board out? Sneak a set?
Nah, I don't think
Sneak
it
a
works
box?
that way.
Yo, so
If
would you
only
be?
it
works that
Oh, would you
way.
be down with ordering a box?
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
All right, cool.
Looks pretty cool.
I asked for a discount. Apparently, there's no discount. So
Damn.
yeah.
Here's the thing.
For
I think
sure.
well, however many they make, they're gonna sell out. They're gonna fly off the shelf. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then
agree
we'll
with
never
that.
make it again.
Maybe not.
All right. I think we should go to RuneScape. Now you put the article up. You can toss in there. RuneScape is a big one, and they had a pretty big announcement this last week. Actually, I think on Tuesday night. So that was after I put the news video up already, so I couldn't even include it in my news video. I hate when that happens because I do the news videos on Mondays, and I get all the news until like Monday at like 3 a.m. And everything before that I get. Everything after that I have to go till next week. And this came out right afterwards.
I wish I played modern RuneScape and knew more about this, but basically, the short of it is that they have reached 250 million registered accounts, which is absurd. I mean, that is so many fucking accounts. And they are going to be doing a series of expansions that they're literally just going to call RuneScape expansions. There's going to be a series of every 3 months. They're going to have a set amount of content that's coming out at set times for once. And the first one is going to be the Golden City of Menaphos, which is going to be an open sandbox city. And I don't entirely know what it's going to. They're also adding something pretty cool: dynamic gameplay affecting weather. I thought that was interesting. I don't know what that means yet, but I mean, we don't actually see weather actually do anything in a lot of games. So the fact that they're going the extra mile to add it to a gameplay dynamic is kind of interesting.
I want to say, based on this alone, we, as some of you guys already know by now, that Jagex, the company that makes RuneScape, was acquired by a Chinese iron ore company. Weird, right? But I think we talked about in the past that Chinese, they get shit done, all right? And looking at the fact that they're going to be releasing now expansions every 3 months, they get shit done, all right? They're pushing out content, all right?
Well, there's also the fact that Jagex is now like refocused on the RuneScape IP. They kind of cut out everything else, literally everything else.
Well,
And they're down to that's part of the RuneScape.
That's
IP.
RuneScape
yeah.
though.
Yeah, and they're focusing on making everything in their RuneScape library better, and they outsourced the Idle Adventures one, so all they have is Chronicles and the 2 versions of RuneScape. And the old version of RuneScape, old school RuneScape, is actually going to be getting raids pretty soon, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
The coolest thing, though, I thought about these RuneScape updates was there was an article on let me go and link in a second, on Rock's Paper Shotgun. I think it was based on the stream they had about it, and it's basically they're going to be doing storage wars for in game for banned accounts. So you'll be able to bid on
That's
all
awesome.
the good of a random banned account, and they're going to drop hints with like how old the account was, what level it
That's
was,
pretty awesome.
what classes they played, and then you can put a blind bid and you get everything on the account that was banned, and players bid against each other. How cool is that they would do something like that?
That's
That is
fucking
pretty
Example using the top.
awesome.
It's Storage Wars, but in RuneScape. Like, I would love to participate in something like that for like any MMO I'm playing or any game I'm playing. And it just makes it way more fun because when players get banned, everyone's like, "Yeah, we get to bid on their shit. Hell yeah!" You know, it makes like ban waves more like exciting for players too.
Could
You
this
know-
be the next reality TV show? Next up
RuneScape
on
Storage Wars?
eStorage Wars.
Maybe.
Nah, it'll get picked up by YouTube.
It is a really cool feature. And I think people were worried that when RuneScape was bought out, like it was gonna have a creative failure. It's gonna stop being fun. So far, I don't think it's a problem. We'll see if a big controversy arises that would derail the game or anything. But as is, I don't think too much has changed.
Well,
since
I mean, a
taking over.
lot has changed, but it's all been positive so
Yes,
far. I mean,
yes.
they've got the Storage Wars thing coming. They have a giant sandbox city coming. They have the randomly generated islands now. I mean, there is so much that they're getting in RuneScape, and it's just absurd.
Mhm.
Like, where did this all come from all of a sudden?
Yeah, the Chinese overlords, they know how to get shit done, like I said, all right? I think we had a post-game discussion about, like, development cycles and people being very slow about releasing content and how some games, FF14 even, took 10 years to develop. You had Battlerite, Fortnite, which was announced back in 2011 and still nothing. But, like, China, they're focused, all right? They get shit done.
Also-
Russians and Chinese, they get shit done in terms of game development.
And here's something interesting. Like the current RuneScape, right, has cool graphics, upgraded graphics, but they're not so stubborn. They have a classic server, right, for people who like the old ways. And guess what? It's popular. Just about as the player base split is about equal between classic and current.
Well, you forgot to mention that not only that, but they actively develop it in a different direction.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that really shows. It surprises me that more companies can't cater to their whole player base like that.
Yeah, because if they force everybody onto the new RuneScape, some of the old players may stick around, but I think you could easily lose like half those old players if they force them onto the new client. And it's stupid to see other games just forcing players the way they want to go, and then you lose some player base out of that. Good on Jagex. You guys know what's up. Respect.
Respect.
It's just such a cool concept of the.
Storage Wars, sure, you want to participate?
I
you're
do.
You're just a degenerate gambler, right? You just want
I do.
You just want to gamble.
I actually like Storage Wars, like the show. It's pretty entertaining, so I'd watch people do this.
Yeah, I guarantee like the first few will be like YouTube stream or Twitch stream. Then people will be like, people could be into it. It could be a lot of fun.
I don't know.
Trailer.
I've always found Storage Wars to be kind of kitschy because it's kind of like they make it so intense, but it's like nothing intense is going on. It's just like, oh God, are we gonna lose our money or not?
Yeah, it's like
usually not even huge amounts.
John just got a $200 table that saved his bit. Like, who cares?
It's just like,
Well-
oh God, guys, I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this, and I'm just sitting there like, okay.
He lost $70. No. The $70 is $70, but come on.
I like how they make up prices for everything on the spot, though. It's like some hella bullshit price on something.
Yeah, this is worth $74. Liquidated. It's like, okay. Go look at the Storage Wars wiki. It's hilarious. Sure it is. But that's RuneScape. Doing more content. Anything else you want to touch before we get to? There's another big discussion.
I think we should go right to the big one.
Let's go right to the big one, and then we'll settle it with there because we are. This time is flying quickly for this podcast, but we can talk about my boys at Shroud of the Avatar.
Your boys?
Oh boys, my favorite Kickstarter teams.
Big LB.
Go ahead.
You
Who
want to know
wants pick it
something
up?
funny, just real quick? I didn't even know it was broken into episodes until this.
Omer, I think you should take it away here because you and there are well acquainted with Lord British. So.
All right, Lord British, my man, the guy who made Ultima Online, Richard Garriott. He also was involved in the disastrous Tabula Rasa game.
General
Shroud of the
British.
Avatar this time. We talk. That's his new project. Essentially, they are making a second Kickstarter to raise more money. Now, it seems very odd that when they raised, what was it, $2 million on the first Kickstarter, they promised the game, and this was like years ago. And now on the second Kickstarter, it's just weird to launch. That they're going to be launching the second Kickstarter to raise more money, and that just comes out as very odd because you raised your $2 million, you raised over your goal, and now you're asking for more money. So it comes off as very awkward. And this after he was doing these telethons, like these charity telethons for himself, and he offered to sell his blood on eBay. It's remarkable how this is almost embarrassing at this point because, Richard Garriott is a very rich guy. He in 2008 he spent like $40 million of his own money to go to space, to the International Space Station. $40 million of his own money to go to space, but he can't put a couple $1 million of his own money into his game, and he's cheapening it by going doing these telethons, trying to give his blood, raising a second Kickstarter. This guy's got money. Why is he doing this? He either just doesn't believe in this game at all. He thinks it's shit, or he's completely scummy. I think he just doesn't believe in his own game. Otherwise, he could write a check today for $10 million and fund the entire game if he wanted to. He's a rich dude.
Well, I mean, the thing that insults me the most is that they literally quintupled their funding goal over the course of external funding that wasn't done on Kickstarter. And they're still asking for more money. Like, they didn't make episode 1 with the 2 million. They got 8 million more, and they still need more money to get the second episode. But the worst part is that they still haven't even brought the first episode out of alpha.
That's the
Like-
thing.
Oh my
That's
God.
the thing. They should not raise money for a second game before they
Second episode, yeah.
before they fulfill their first Kickstarter goal or whatever.
I mean, the thing right now is just like, what are they going to be building on? Is everything going to be based on this alpha crap? Does that mean that what we see right now is actually going to be resembling the finished game?
Definitely.
regardless?
This is done. This is the ship game right here. If it ever comes out.
I mean, they always say they're going to replace the graphics, but I mean, they haven't yet. And now they've got all that stuff like the Star Citizen crossover. What, you expect me to believe they're going to replace the Star Citizen crossover graphics later too?
Nope.
Oh my God. As Matt said, they raised 4 times the amount they raised on Kickstarter on their own
5
website
times.
as well. 5 times. So they raised 10 million total, right? Or is it 12 now?
10 million.
All right, they raised
Oh,
about
wait,
10
4
million.
times more. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, so they raised a total of $10 million already, and they only wanted $2 million for the first episode on Kickstarter, and it hasn't happened yet. It's absolutely insane that at this point it just seems ridiculous.
I'm calling it. Shroud of the Avatar is a scam.
Altai's calling it.
Boom.
He called it scam already.
Oh, man.
I'm not there yet, but Altai's already calling it
It's a
scam.
scam.
Okay, why is it a scam, Altai?
It looks like shit. And it hasn't come out yet. It was supposed to come out in 2014 apparently.
Mhm.
So there it is. And by raising money again, the telethons, it's a scam.
Just trying to milk more money now for
Yep.
a shitty product.
And that article you linked, the Reddit post, the guy says basically he also suspects that they're claiming this second Kickstarter is for episode 2, but the guy suspects, and if you guys want to read the whole thing, he's saying basically they don't have money to finish 1, and that's why they're doing this.
That makes sense because they did those telethons, they did the blood selling. They seemed so desperate to raise money. At this point, if you were Richard Garriott, though, like I would just fund my own money. It's too embarrassing to ask for more money. I mean, raise a couple more, put another $1 million into it, and hopefully get some shit done, and then stop. But to ask for more money at this stage of development from the public again, it's just so cringy. The guy's got $100 million. These guys got $100 million. Just spend a little bit of your own money and then finish it. But the fact that he's not funding his money makes me agree with Altai that it's a scam. If he's not willing to put his own money to this project at this point, makes me agree that it's maybe not exactly a scam, but very shady.
So which one has a higher chance of coming out? This one or Star Citizen?
Probably at this point, Star Citizen, I think.
No, this will come out, but what will come out is what we have now. Like this.
Yeah, what we see now is what we're gonna get.
Yeah. Like this graphics, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Is Shroud Avatar on Steam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gumby actually linked the Steam charts. There are currently 260 people playing it.
It's not bad.
What? That's pretty bad.
For a game that's hyped as
And
you
it
go
raised
to
that
the
much
website, it
money?
says Lord British returns, and you
Okay,
have this
it's
game
pretty
that's-
bad for a $10 million project so far.
Yes.
But look at the Steam page for it, and look how awful that gameplay trailer looks on the Steam page. It looks pretty bad.
Oh, hey, it's Marquee Dragon, right?
Yeah. Also, guys, they're using all caps in the Steam description. Whenever
Yeah,
you're
you know
using
why
all
they did
caps,
that?
whenever you're using all caps, you know you're wrong.
Oh, while we're here, quick
Yeah.
note. They changed the color for mixed. It's no longer that orangish.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like yellow
a
now.
goldeny, yellowy, goldeny, weird color.
It matches the other button. You
Mhm.
know, the little tilde line.
This game has been on Steam for 2 years now because the original release date for when you could actually play it was November 24th, 2014.
So they delivered that deadline, you know? They delivered the original deadline of making this, but this is not the full episode 1. It's still an alpha.
I wouldn't call this a scam. I would say, well, although we have competing definitions of scams. I mean, it says you can have all the money in the world, you can make a great project, and you can still not understand how to budget or set deadlines. And you cannot understand how much money is needed to get something done and the hurdles that are in the way. Because I think, again, as it was said, the desperation for money is just...
And here's
obvious.
another sign of a scam, guys. When things are confusing, when they can't be easily explained. So what is Shroud Avatar? It's gonna have like a single player campaign, but also this online portion, and each episode's gonna be standalone.
It's weird.
Like
Sounds like Elite Dangerous.
sounds bad. Sounds like they don't, and they present it different ways to different people, right? That's another case of a scam. Like depending on your audience, you sell it a different way, the same product.
Mhm.
And
I don't know if it's a scam. I just think they're really, really, really incompetent right now. Like, I think Richard Garriott doesn't know what he's doing anymore, possibly.
Maybe he doesn't do shit. Maybe he just sits back and does nothing and eats taffy all day and thinks about going back to space with Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. I don't know.
That's probably what he does all day. And for a benchmark's sake, the most expensive Russian-developed MMORPG, Allies Online, cost $12 million. And that kind of gives you an idea of like what they could do with $10 million that they raised. So graphically speaking, Allies looks much better. Obviously, in scope, you know, Shroud Avatar is much bigger scope. They're aiming for bigger, you know, more grand ideas. But the good thing about Allied is it's a functional game. You know, you could have done a lot different with it to make it a better game. But it works. You know, all the mechanics work. It runs pretty smoothly. It's got a pretty big world. But obviously, it's got its own issues. But I don't know. This looks so janky too. Watching that trailer and the gameplay video on Shroud Avatar.
Yeah, like, what is going on?
$10 million down the drain.
I'm pretty sure I've played the Unreal phone demo and it looked better than this. Do you guys remember that?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
If-
Right before they put out Infinity Blade.
Yeah.
But people say that's Russia. They have cheaper salaries. Yes, but the thing is, you could easily have American game designers and like the programmers done in China or not China, in Russia or Eastern Europe.
Russia also gets shit done.
Yeah, China and Russia, they get shit done. All right.
There's
I
no
mean,
fucking
just
doing
look at
it.
Putin's Syria campaign. Come on. I'm just kidding.
All right.
That's good.
They get their shit done. I can respect that. RuneScape 2007 looks better than this. Yes, Finale, you're right. There's no arguing that. And as all they said, when you have to use all caps on your description warning, you're doing something shady. All right.
Yeah, DP did that too, and look where they are.
This is like a grandpa making a game.
At
Like,
this
yeah,
point, yeah.
like old people always write in caps like on their emails.
Oh man, Cinnamon Jim just says, "Is this Lord British or Digital Homicide?"
Damn.
That's the sickest burn. Oh god, he's got list of burn centers in America. Somebody dropped the link. Is this the South African MMO that I ever played look better than this? Honestly, it did. You're right, Finale. And that game looked really bad. But
Right,
again,
well-
hopefully something comes out of this. As is, it looks pretty bad though. All developments lead it to be kind of scummy.
I predict it goes down as one of the most disappointing hyped Kickstarters More so than Star Citizen, I'd say.
Wow.
I think Star Citizen looks a lot better now.
I think Star Citizen, we can see where all the money's been going. This we can't.
Yeah.
That's
That's
fair.
true.
And this is using
Yeah.
Unity. This shouldn't be this complicated. Like the time, so scheduling.
And I mean, Star Citizen could go way over budget, and I don't even know if I could be mad anymore because it's just like I see where it all went. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
All right. Well,
Alright,
any
that's
any
around
interesting
the
shit of
episode.
the week we can cover real quick?
Well, let's cover one more RPG news too, because Rise of Icarus actually released some data that since open beta, the game has gotten 1 million registered users. They actually had a big update coming out soon. They're going to be releasing level cap of 40, but more
Oh
importantly,
baby.
you can look at the Steam charts for the game. I mean, it has stalled off, but it's still a pretty respectable number of players are on Rise of Icarus still. And for those, again, kind of out of the loop, it's the latest Nexon MMORPG. Big emphasis on here on like monster collecting and catching. But it gets about, if you look at the Steam charts, it gets peak 3,500 users a day. On average, anywhere from like 2,500 to 3,500, which is still pretty good.
That is
But
good.
it has fallen
pretty
off
good.
from the peak, but it's still a pretty healthy number. I think it's still kind of weird that they launched in America with level 20 level cap. The last update, which came out I think a month or two ago, brought it to 30. This newest update is bringing it to 40. But the day it launched in America, it was level 60 level cap in Korea. There was still that big gap.
Oh.
It's weird.
fun thing I found out. Apparently, it was level 40 in Korea when it launched. I finally found the information.
Okay, so it launched in Korea at level 40, but they launched in America at 20, which just makes no kind of
Wasn't
sense.
it 25 here?
No, it's 20 flat. I'm pretty sure. So
Uh,
I didn't even.
25.
25.
Okay, you and Altai both got max level early on,
Yeah.
so. It was 25 or 20.
25.
25, I think. Actually, I
Why
forgot,
is it
but I was max level.
But yeah, it was 40 in Korea. I finally found that information.
I didn't
thought
mind the
that was
25 Icarus thing, to be honest.
I think it may have helped user retention to have a low gap at the beginning of the game before PvP was implemented. People could have minimal investment that they could end up coming back for when things that they wanted was coming back or would come in. So I think it helped. I mean, it just took like in less than a week you could play casually and reach the current level cap. So I mean, like I said, I think it's going to help overall.
Yeah. But I mean, it's 1 million registered users, nothing to sneeze at, and they're still getting decent numbers on Steam. They keep the regular content base going. It can still do well. We had a bunch of other stuff to talk about too, but we are slightly running out of time. I'll throw some more stuff out if we got some time.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
a little tidbit. I don't
Go
know
ahead,
if it,
take it.
it's okay. So Tokyo Game Show happened recently. It's just another one of those conventions. Seems this year consoles kind of made a comeback. There was last year one mobile game, Grand Blue Fantasy. You guys know what that is?
Yep.
Yep.
I know what that
Ring
is.
the bell.
All right, Grand Blue Fantasy. Their booth at Tokyo Game Show was as big as all of PlayStation booth last year.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, and this year
I know it's
apparently,
huge.
yeah, this year it went back down. Like mobile is a sideshow, and consoles are the main focus again in Japan this year. So that's interesting, I guess.
But
Mobile
there's a
dying
tidbit to
down?
that. No, I read the article too.
What's a tidbit?
The tidbit was that advertisers realize that the audiences they need to sell to don't attend these conferences.
Yeah.
That the audiences at these game shows are primarily console users, and so they re-catered the show to better cater to their audience. Because mobile, they could just throw up a banner on a subway and sell it. So that's what it was really about. And then the article was interesting because it talked about VR booths too, and how it's really hard to pull off a VR booth at a convention.
Because you need room.
Space and whatnot.
Yeah.
But no, mobile is definitely still going strong. Actually, Japan mobile is, enormous. I don't think it's slowing down at all.
No, I don't think it's slow. I still think that's mobile is going to be the gaming platform, like the only
Well, on
gaming
mobile.
No, I
They-
think it could all merge.
Guys, well, on mobile, Square Enix actually revealed their mobile MOBA arena game called Flame X Blaze. Show the trailer for a second, then we'll go to Matt's link. But it's mobile related, and how awful is that name, Flame X Blaze?
It
It's
sounds
almost
like
a joke.
like a 12-year-old kid's like username in RuneScape.
Is that what you guys get, like in the vibe? Skip to like 45 seconds to see any actual gameplay. But it's a MOBA. It looks like an arena MOBA from Square Enix. Why don't they use like their useful franchises like Final Fantasy and put those characters in here, but no, they got some random ass like anime characters.
No clue.
Why?
It looks
I
like Persona or like Mikaku City actors.
It looks odd. That's all I can say. Flame X Blaze. That's again like a 12-year-old's internet name.
It's pretty funny.
420 Flame X Blaze.
All right, well, there's a new game, the first game by Amazon Game Studio. So tell us a little about that.
Well, we don't know much, but they have social media now that is play Breakaway. So it appears to be called Breakaway. And the current speculation is it will have something to do with Norse mythology because, like, you have that shadow there that has the helmet that resembles Loki's, and they have another one now.
Yeah,
Cool.
They have a new one on Twitter.
But they have the helmet that resembles Loki, and then they have like the hammer that resembles Thor. So, and then they had the whole Valhalla quote. So there's speculation that Norse mythology will be included, and I saw a comment somewhere else, and they said, "Watch, it'll be a character shooter," and it is officially ruined for me because it might be a character shooter. I'm sitting here like it's gonna be a character shooter now. Especially seeing this, the I'm not wicked thing. I mean, it looks like it could be a character shooter.
I don't know.
Amazon's really getting involved with this. They own Twitch and they own their own game studio. Like they're breaking in here and into the whole gaming business.
Well, we'll have to see. There's really nothing to speculate on
there's
here.
nothing to go off.
Like
right
I love speculation, but there's nothing here, you know.
So, do you guys want to place bets on what it's gonna be?
All right, let's all pick a genre.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's the name?
Do
Breakaway.
you even know if this would be mobile or desktop?
No, we literally know nothing.
Oh my god!
I will say it's gonna be a voxel game, like Minecraft, Trove.
Somebody in our chat said that as well.
I'm basing that on the little grid, like the map, like on the Twitter background here. See these little squares?
Oh, you're right. The grid. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good speculation.
and some of them are fuzzy, some of them are plain.
I'm gonna speculate co-op action RPG.
All right, what was the name of the company that makes it called?
Amazon Game Studios.
Amazon Game Studios. Let's see who they hired.
Oh no, you can't do research, man. Come
Let's
on.
see who they're hiring right now.
Colin Jonathan from ArenaNet.
Yeah, he's cheating. He's doing homework.
I'm doing homework. Let's see. What I'm looking at their job postings right now. Look at software development engineers. Let's see in what field. Senior UI engineer.
I have my prediction.
Go ahead. What's your prediction?
I don't know what the game will actually be, but somehow it'll be used to increase Amazon's efficiency. You will be working for Amazon. And
It's actually Mechanical Turk reskin.
See, actually, you'll be controlling robots in the Amazon warehouse. Since they can actually do autonomy, and you'll be moving boxes around, and you'll get points and levels. You have to beat the other robots.
That's awesome.
I don't think it's gonna be a mobile game. I'm not seeing any mobile specific things on here. I think Altai is right. It's gonna be a voxel based, some kind of just open sandbox game where it's gonna be like Trove or Minecraft. But I feel like I'm stealing his idea now. But I'm gonna go with that. I'm doubling down Altai's idea.
Wow.
So they're revealing it in 9 hours? Is that what's happening?
9 days.
9 days?
Yeah,
Okay.
September 29th.
There's already people sitting in the chat, and the camera's already on. What are they doing?
Wait, they're specifically saying they're going for AAA PC games. PC games. They are not a mobile. They're not going for mobile.
Fools.
Fools, right? But it's Amazon. They're allowed to be fools. They have so much money that they can
That's
burn
true.
through whatever they want. They're worth like 200, 300 billion, something crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say co-op action RPG.
All right.
Well, Amazon owns Twitch, right?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
paid $1
So
billion for
Yamagashi
it.
said it'd be for a game that has Twitch chat interaction. It probably will have some type of Twitch features.
All right.
What? I think that covers it for the week, guys. Unless we got more interesting news.
We can go into the overtime.
All right.
Yep.
Well, there it is for the week, guys. Thanks for watching, and check us out live on Twitch if you have not been doing so on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye.
See
Later,
ya.
guys.
See ya.